Hey, you guys. This is Meet the People Live. It is Tuesday, June 30th. I was about to say January 30th. And we have a special episode today. We have the one and only Birgundi Baker, who is Birgundi Baker, who is a Howard University alum. We have an interesting story of how we met, so I'm really excited to bring her on so we can talk about that. She stars on the show, The Shy. She's killing it every week. And she's bringing a very, very important conversation to the forefront. But I'm going to read off her bio just so you guys can know who she is. She's an American actress, singer, and dancer. She was actually a musical theater major when she was at Howard University. She decided to move over to Chicago, and then she attended the launch showcase. And after the showcase, she signed with Great Talent Group, and Refinery 29 actually lists her as one of the top actresses to look out for. So yeah, she's super, super talented. She has had guest spots on Empire, Chicago Med, Chicago PD, Black Lightning. She currently plays the role of Keisha on The Shy. She's super, super talented. And one thing that she always says is that her passion is to be able to tell her stories. And so if you watch any of her work, she's making sure that she's bringing our story to the forefront. And she's doing that right now. She's in here in the comments, so I'm going to bring her in. But I'm excited to be able to have this conversation just about all the great things that she does. And then on top of that, she's also a mother. So we're going to talk about motherhood and all that great stuff. So, Birgundi, I'm going to tap you on in. Okay, let's see. We're going to try again. Okay, Instagram tried to just gave me a little, she's unable to join, but now I'm seeing waiting. Let's hope Wi-Fi is on her side. This is every episode I have to do like a quick little prayer, y'all. It's like, let's hope Wi-Fi is on our side, that we're all good. We're going to see. I'm nervous because it's taking a little bit longer. So we going to hope. We're going to pray. Say a quick prayer. Everyone just say a quick prayer for the Wi-Fi. It's like, okay, let's bring Birgundi in. Right. Still waiting. Still waiting. I might have to, let's see. I see you. Can you send it again? Okay, got you. There we go. Okay, I have your request. Let us pray. Okay.
Yes! I'm saying a prayer for the Wi-Fi too.
Okay. All right. Okay, Wi-Fi's taking a little bit longer this time. All right, because I'm like trying to like blow it in. We're still not here. But it's good to see you.
It's good to see you too. I'm so proud of you in this platform. It's beautiful. You got artists, sports.
Girl. And now I got you. I finally got you to bring you on. This has been like something that's been in the works. And I'm so excited to bring you on because like I haven't told anyone this yet, but we go back because we were camp counselors together.
Yep.
And we were camp counselors along with Ryan, who's starring on Pose, and you're on The Shy. And I'm like, okay, so I'm just waiting for my moment to come because clearly something that was going on at that camp. So crazy what can happen because I think that was after your freshman year at Howard, right? Like it was literally after your freshman year. You were a dance major. You were talking about how you were going to change over to musical theater. You were just like, and now look at you. Like, I'm so happy for all that you're doing, and I'm excited to bring you on so we can have this conversation and talk about your journey.
Thank you.
Like I said, it's literally been, you graduated in 2016, so I met you in 2013 or 2014. I don't know. It's been 6 years.
A long time ago.
Yeah, things have changed. But before we get into this interview, we always have a game. And so this game is Guess That Song. And so I'm going to read off the lyrics, and you have to try and guess what song it is and the artist.
Okay.
Is that both of these songs are Chicago-based artists.
Oh, Lord. Okay.
I was debating if I was going to do North Carolina because you are from North Carolina, but I thought
you could have helped me out with the North Carolina.
Yeah, but I couldn't make it too easy. But no, songs I think you'll get the second one. The first one might be a little harder. So, all right, here we go. Are you a man who loves and cherishes and cares for me? Or are you a guard in a prison of maximum security? Do we stay home all the time because you want me to yourself? Or am I locked away out of fear that I'll find someone else?
Oh my God, it sounds so familiar. It's definitely an R&B song.
Huh? You guys can help her out in the comments.
Help me. Can I get the rhythm, the
Don't
beat, and
I,
something?
I'll give you a clue that I left out some of the ad libs because the ad libs would be too easy.
Oh my
I'm gonna
God.
read it up again, so because people are gonna probably come in the comments now. All right, so let me pin this so people can know what we're playing. Okay. Are you a man who loves and cherishes and cares for me? Or are you a guard in a prison of maximum security? Do we stay home all the time because you want me all to yourself? Or am I locked away out of fear that I'll find someone else?
Oh my gosh. It's okay. Don't laugh. Is this Lauren Hill?
No, but look at the comments.
Oh, the Spotlight.
Ooh, ooh, yeah, so I like.
Thank you to whoever said Jennifer Hudson. Now I'm just now seeing somebody said Spotlight, but
Yeah.
oh, duh. See, yeah, the ad libs would have helped me out.
I was like, are you a man who loves and cherishes and cares for me? Is that you? Is that you? Like, there's no way you can say that. Like, so all right. So you got it was we gonna ignore Lauren. We gonna act like you didn't look at the comments either. All right, here's the next one.
Okay.
The rink was the place, but in the
Chance the Rapper. I made a comeback. I might not have known the first one, but I got that one within the first 3 seconds.
Okay, wait, what song is it though?
The Rink.
No,
The Rink.
what's the name of it?
Oh, somebody help me.
I can read the lyrics and maybe you'll get it.
Okay.
The rink was the place, but in that space and time, I was too young for you. As you were for me to worry about fruities and chews. I gotta not say the beat. So I found out all the shotties with cuties was cute and realized what booties could do. We gon'
get it poppin'. We gonna get it jukin'.
Yeah, juke jam. All right, so you got that one. I told you the second one was gonna be easier. But on the bright side, we're not going to be playing this all day, even though I think you're having fun. We're actually going to be learning about who you are. We're going to get into the show, of course. But I want people to get to know who Birgundi is. And I think one thing that's really interesting is that you came from a very artistic background. And your aunt actually went to Juilliard.
Yes.
To go to Howard. So tell me how that came about. Was Juilliard ever like a dream of yours? Did she try to get you to go there? How did you choose Howard?
Ooh, I didn't even want to go to college. I was in the car with my grandma and I was like, I don't want to go to school. I know what I want to do and I want to just like audition and just find my way to Hollywood. And she told me I had to go to college. And I was so angry because I don't feel like you should pressure anybody into this because college costs a lot of money. So I'm surprised she wasn't like, well, don't waste my money. But she told me I had to go to college. And so it was like my senior year, maybe my junior year of high school. So I was like, dang, I guess I got to start looking at colleges. And I didn't even know where to start. Like, they don't really teach you about what's a good college for a Black girl to go to or, anything like that. But my uncle, he was telling me, if you're going to go, then go to a historically Black college because they're really like, people who are coming out of historically Black colleges are really popping out and doing well right now in a lot of different fields. And so I looked at Clark Atlanta. They never got back to me.
Really?
And I looked at Howard and I looked at, I also looked at NYU.
Okay.
Felt like that was going to be like the big one. Like if I got in, I was going to be like, oh my God. So I kind of did like tried like some different levels of colleges and Howard got back to me and I was like looking at the people who came out of Howard, the actors, the dancers, and I was like, whoa, this is fun. Like I didn't really know what I was looking for before, but after doing a little bit of research, I was like, yeah, they do have a lot of good artists coming out of Howard. So it all just worked out. God just worked it out.
He did this thing. So what would you say it was like? I mean, so I can imagine like HBCUs clearly then it probably wasn't something that you like really grew up on. You didn't really know, like you weren't set on going to an HBCU. So talk to me maybe just about that culture shock going to an HBCU and then how that shapes who you are today.
Like I said, they never taught us about like what colleges were important for young Black students, what as young Black artists. They never taught us how to like fill out a college application. It was just kind of like, oh, you're a junior now, you're a senior now, and just find your way, you know. But luckily, I had family members who knew and threw some ideas about colleges my way. And then after applying for Howard, I did my research, like I said, and I mean, I don't know what the website is like now, but back then, if you go to the website, all of these faces pop up: Anthony Anderson, Felicia Rashad, and it's just like, what?
Yeah.
It's so hidden, and it's so like, it's really close knit, but it's like almost like hidden. Like, I wish people knew more about historically Black colleges because it was a wonderful experience, and being in the world now, I really, really appreciate it.
Yeah. And I look back because I remember because I I applied for the program at Howard, didn't get in, but it's fine, it's life. But I remember going on the website and like seeing all those faces. I remember it was like bright orange or something.
Yeah.
And all of our face, I was like, wow, this is crazy, like to go there. And then now, like again, like you see people leave and they just become so awesome at what they're doing. So I just can't believe it. And then something else that I also just want to bring up is like I mentioned earlier, you weren't originally a musical theater major.
No, I was a dance major. I was a dance major. I been dancing all my life. Like, I actually was dancing first, and dance kind of opened me up to theater and music and acting. But yeah, I was a dancer first, and when I applied for all of those colleges, I applied as a dancer. And when I got into Howard, I got in as a dancer. But I remember going to see Passing Strange at Howard University, and Galen Williams was the lead. And I was watching the show, and from the time that the curtains opened to the time the curtains closed, I just cried because I knew that I wasn't doing what I really wanted to do. I wanted to act, I wanted to dance and sing and do all of it. And I went to my teachers and I was like, I can't do this anymore. Like, I'm like shutting off other parts of me and only showing one part of me.
Mm-hmm.
In theater.
Yeah, and musical theater is not easy at Howard at all. That's like one of the most like that's a very demanding major, and you actually have to be good in all three in order to get into the program. So for you to like major in that, and then I think like even just the process of like doing shows and like everything, it's just there's so much that comes into it. And you were starring in a lot of the shows too. You have to also admit that it's not easy to get into a Howard show. So you were doing your thing on that stage as well.
Thank you. Thank you. It was a pleasure. I feel like it really prepared me for the real world. Like, I remember crying and be like, my teachers are mean. They make us practice all the time. But now I'm in the real world. While other people are complaining, I'm like, y'all ain't never been to Howard, obviously, because they kick our tails. But it was
Yeah,
worth it.
definitely. So let's talk about this transition because it's so like I think you're probably one of the people that most people they say they choose between New York, LA, right? That's the two choices. They're like, I'm gonna go do the stage in New York, or I'm gonna go out to LA and do movies. Then there's ATL. You said Chicago, never been before.
Nope.
And you choose Chicago. Talk to me just about that choice of going to Chicago and what was that first year like?
Okay. My senior year, I didn't know what I was going to do.
Yeah.
I had no clue. I always get to the place where it's like, it's time to make a decision, and I don't make any decision yet. I'm just like, whatever happens is supposed to happen because I don't know.
Okay.
But I didn't want to go to New York because I felt like it was just way too fast paced. Very, very expensive. It was just too much. Like, I'm from North Carolina. Even moving to DC was a lot. So just too. And then LA, I felt like that was going to be my end goal because I heard the competition was much harder in California, and you really, really got to be on top of your stuff in order to thrive in California. And a friend told me that Chicago was like in the middle. Like, it was the city like New York, and they had a lot of opportunities like LA, but it's not too much. And they had a lot of theater and a lot of television and film coming out, and it would be a good place to start. And I had never heard of Chicago. So I just went to visit, and they were right. There's a lot of opportunities in Chicago for young artists, whether you want to do music, theater, television, and it's a very welcoming city for artists.
Yeah. What was that first year like though for you? Because you booked a lot of things within like the first Because it's only been 4 years since you've been out, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it was tough. It was tough. I was like looking up auditions online and trying to like audition for whatever I could. I mean, like I was hustling and I was like, I can't do this anymore. It was way too much. I was spending more money trying to get myself out there and I wasn't making any money and I wasn't
Wow.
finding good opportunities. I remember auditioning for this show and it was $10 a show. It was
Wait,
$10 each performance. $10 each performance. So
what
that's
about rehearsal?
it to the theater. Yeah, I wasn't finding anything that I was like, I can't do this. I have to get an agent. And like I
Mm.
all the time, that is really what pulled me from just auditioning and looking for stuff to actually going into the rooms and having meetings with people. I know I couldn't do it on my own. I needed a team, and that
Yeah.
changed my whole career.
How did you find that agent, that team? How did you find the right team for you?
I did a showcase, and the agent was there in the audience, and we talked after.
What are these showcase like? Like, because I don't think I know too much about showcases. So, like, what can you expect from those? How do those work?
Oof. The showcase I did had different categories. I had dance, music,
Okay.
theater acting, television acting, commercials, and modeling. And you just picked a category and you entered that category, and they gave you like 2 minutes to do what you do. Yeah. And I mean, also that you don't have to do a showcase because they do cost a lot, and it's like thousands of people, and you're one of those thousands of people. But just sending in your headshot and resume and calling in the agencies and being like, "Hey, I sent in my headshot and resume. I'm just trying to follow up." Just however you can, I say get an agent.
Yeah,
They can get in contact with people that nobody else can get in contact with. You know.
definitely. So, like, so are these showcase? So when you do them, so you said one, you have to pay for them.
Mm-hmm.
To pay for them, and then you have to choose like the one skill. So, like, you chose acting, or what did you choose?
Yes, I did acting. I did
Okay.
acting because I felt like it showed more of who I was. You know, if you do a dance or if you do a song, you're kind of sticking to that one emotion, but with a monologue you can show like all the different ranges. You can be sad with one line and then angry with another line. So I felt like that was the best fit for me.
Definitely. That's so crazy because I didn't even know like showcases were like you just I don't know. I don't even know how like these agents come about. Hold on, I might have lost you. Let's see here. Tell me if you guys can see her in the comments. I know it's like loading. Let's see. Let me know if you guys can see her. Okay. I don't know why it's doing this. Okay, cool. Brought her back.
Okay, I don't know what happened.
Wi-Fi's not being on our side today. But yeah, okay. So talk to me about this. Yeah. So the showcase. We're talking about showcases and what, how that goes about. Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, you choose the category and they give you a couple minutes to go up there and do your thing. And they invite agents and managers. And if they're interested in you, they'll talk to you afterwards.
Got you. Okay. So was the first year, so like when you started booking like these guest star roles on like Chicago MD and like Empire, was that through an agent or was that on your own?
Yeah, they were all through my agent.
Okay. So you definitely suggest that that's probably like the best in terms of like getting.
Yes.
All right. So I think that's something else that you often talk about is just the fact that you were doing these guest star roles, but you knew you wanted to be a recurring role. And then you get this script, The Shy. So talk to me about that feeling of when you got the script, The Shy, and how you know that was the one for you.
Whew, okay, I originally got the script and it was to audition for Jerica,
Okay.
the character that played Brandon's girlfriend, season one and season two.
Got you.
And I never heard anything back. And I was like, oh God, because I had been living in Chicago for like 2 years.
Yeah.
They have a very specific culture, and I picked up on it really quickly, and I understood it, especially with the young girls, like the fashion and the way that they talk and the music they listen to. I got it. I understood it. So when the audition came out, I'm like, oh, I can do this. I got this. I can do this. But I auditioned for Jerica and I didn't hear anything. And the role for Jerica was a little bit more mature. So I really see now why that didn't work out. But I kind of just left it where it was. And a couple weeks later, I got the audition for Kiesha. And I was like, okay. I thought I knew what I was doing before. I know what I'm doing with this one. Because she was young and like, bubbly but strong. And I feel like Keisha was one of those characters that every young Black girl could relate to.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm gonna do this. I studied. I worked on the accent. I still don't have the accent, but I worked on the accent. I prepared. I worked with a coach, an acting coach, and I went into the audition and I did it. And the casting director was like, "That was really good. You're what we're looking for. Can you do the next one? Can you do the next scene?" And I was like, "What next scene?" And I was like, there's 2 scenes. And I was like, I only have 1. So they were like, okay, we think you would be good for this part, but you need to know the other scene. So go home and learn the other scene and come back tomorrow, which I feel like never happens.
Yeah.
It was God, because I feel like that never happens in the real world, but I really did not get the second scene. Anyway.
Yeah.
So I came back the next day and I did the second scene and they were like, that was really, really good. And I was like, thank you. And I just went home and I was praying that I got it. And they called me and they told me that I got it. And I remember them saying, you have the look. And I kept thinking like, okay, I didn't really understand what it meant. But now looking back on it, I'm like, they were trying to find a girl that looked like Kevin.
Yeah, you guys literally look like.
Yeah.
Look, exactly. It's so weird.
I know. It's very weird. It's very weird.
It's so weird. You guys literally look like you almost have like the same spot. So you even agree that you like look like you guys look like brother and sister.
Well, we talk about it all the time. Like, I remember one day he was like, "You really do look like me." I was like, "No, you look like me."
You're younger than me.
Right. Yeah, but no, we do. We make the same facial expression and everything.
That's so like I just remember watching and I was just like, wait, like hold on. And so like I had to like even look. I was like, she never mentioned she had a brother. Like does she have like how did they both end up on the show? So I think so yeah, you have the look. You have
right.
But what's so crazy just about like how like television works is, you went from being like this recurring role. And again, like, your role was still memorable. So like still coming on the show, like we knew who you were, but now you're the center of every ad. We see Birgundi right there in the center of every ad. Talk to me just about the difference between season 1 and season 2 being a reoccurring role.
Oh my gosh. Season 1 and season 2, I felt like I was just supporting Kevin and Emmett. Mm-hmm. Like I would pop in and I felt really like, just like the cute teenage girl. And I'm not saying that my role wasn't important. I just feel like I was very supportive to the main actors. And this season, I feel like my character has given other actors the opportunity to come on more. You're going to see more of the moms, and you're going to see more of other teenage girls who play my friends. And you're going to see new characters that revolve around Keisha's storyline. So I think I went from supporting other characters to giving other characters an opportunity to support. When I came on the set season 1, I told myself I was going to be a series regular. I was like, whatever you have to do, just work hard every day. That was my goal. And it didn't happen season 1. It didn't happen season 2. I ended up being a series regular on another TV show, and the TV show never aired. And so I was like, now what am I going to do? And the showrunner for the show called and told me his idea for season 3. And I just was like, oh my God, like, of course. I don't even know why you're asking me if I'll do this. Of course I do this. So when I see that ad, with my face in the center, sometimes it's hard for me to be like, that's me. Because the story is about young Black girls going missing. So when I see it, I just think about not just myself, but all of these Black girls that I'm representing right now and I'm speaking up for right now. It's so much bigger than me, and just having a Black girl on the center of it, I think it speaks volumes to what's going on in the world, and that TV is not just about entertainment, but sending out real messages,
Yeah. And I mean, again, it's so profound, like just how you go about with your words. Like one thing that you said that your purpose was is to tell our stories. And now this season, first of all, it comes out earlier than what it was supposed to. It was supposed to start this week. Comes
Yeah.
out earlier. And
Yeah.
we're in the midst of hearing, like, again with Breonna Taylor and Sandra Bland, like you're seeing people not talking about it. And
Yeah.
this show comes on, and the entire message is just about the fact that black women are disappearing.
Yeah.
Even like celebrating like trans women, like you see that on a certain episode. I'm not going to say dig too much, 'cause I don't know, spoilers for anyone, but like you're seeing like different things, different layers pulling apart. How does that feel to be able to be the center of that conversation?
It just feels like I'm walking in my purpose. I feel like a lot of different people that I know have these outlets of where they give so much information. Like I go on some of my friends' pages and they have all this like knowledge of Black lives and what's going on with the government and what's going on in the world. And I have friends who are activists and friends who write, and they're doing some really powerful work. But sometimes I find myself like, well, what can I do right now? And to be able to be on the show and give this message just makes me feel like I'm doing my part, you know? um there's nothing else that I do, so the fact that I'm an actor, I feel like it's my responsibility to shed light through what I do through acting.
Mm, definitely. And I think even like with some of this work that you're doing, it can also be it's hard for people to watch. It's like it can be hard to just like see our lives like basically played out on television.
Yeah.
Um, you always sometimes think about like as actors, you all have to go to dark spaces for this. You have to go to dark spaces for these roles. How do you come out of those dark spaces? How do you, I guess, one, how do you tap into it first of all? Well, actually, let's just talk about that first. How do you tap into these dark spaces with your role?
Okay, well, first I had to do a lot of research because I needed to know the facts. Like, having the emotion is very important, but when you know the facts, it just really helps the emotion come quicker. So I had to do a lot of research on missing girls and the things that are happening to our missing girls. And then after that, I always rely on meditation.
Mm,
My mind right, getting my spirit right. I always meditate. And I think like when you meditate, you shed a lot of your own thoughts and a lot of your own feelings, and it leaves
mm,
space for you to create Keisha's thoughts and Keisha's feelings and to create this character. It's very hard to go into a character and you're just being yourself. It kind of blocks the character. So I do a lot of research and a lot of meditation.
Are you able to with your roles? Are you able to kind of contribute that to the writers' room, or like are you able to add certain things when it comes to like how your character is going to be?
No, I mean, I've never tried that. I've never reached out to the writers to add certain things. I do think people do it all the time, but I've never done that. I've never felt like I had to do that or wanted to do that. It's always the writing is crazy. I mean, y'all see it on TV, but when you read it on the paper, it's like the writing is beautiful. So I've never
Yeah,
I wanted to go into the writer's room and change anything.
yeah. Because I've met a few actors that are like, yeah, like, I go in and I'm like talking with the writers about what I want to see different here, and so I just wonder, I'm like, are there like pieces where you kind of just have to go and like switch around? But that's dope to hear that the writing is as good as you see it on paper, and the way that they bring it up on television is just as good as it is on paper. That's so important.
Yeah.
So to tap out of this character.
Oof, you got to meditate again. We had this intimacy coach. So she would coach us through like intimate scenes, like where do you not want to be touched? What do you not? What are your boundaries? And
Mm,
called me one day and she was like, "This phone call is not about intimacy. This is about your mental health and your well-being. And I want you to take time to just release all of Keisha's thoughts and release all of Keisha's feelings, so that when you leave here, you don't take too much of her with you, because it can be traumatizing." And so when she said that, I was like, okay, so we're going to wait until the end of these 4 months for me to release Keisha. I feel like that's going to be kind of hard. So instead of doing that, I just tried to do it a little bit here and there. Just try to meditate throughout the filming season and just release that, because you got to come out of that space. You got to
yeah.
come. Yeah.
What
And
is it like?
some people do it through just talking with people, just having conversation with people about the things that they feel are important to shed from their character. But because I already was meditating on my character so heavily, I just use meditation to kind of shed those emotions.
Yeah, I'm gonna need you to have to send over kind of the meditation thing because I haven't got into that yet. I'm
Yeah.
kind of tapping into that. That's a different thing. So what do you so like what is it like now that the show, because you wrapped the show before Corona hit, so none of this was pre-Corona,
Right.
none of all of this was shot beforehand. What is it like now, like having to watch the shows on Sundays and seeing I guess the storyline play out from the audience's perspective?
I mean, I think that this Corona and all the protests and everything going on has helped the show
Mm-hmm.
a lot, because not only are we speaking about an important message that relates to the world today, but everybody's at home. And I feel like more people are watching because they're sitting at home and they don't have anything else to do. So, yeah.
It's so funny to kind of just even see like the interactions with people, because like literally like, everyone's like, Keisha, where you at? Like I'm sure if the moment I say, people are going to be in the comments like, where are you at, Keisha? When you going to be back on?
I don't know, if people ask me, I'm not gonna tell. I'm not gonna tell because I want people to watch all the way through. I don't want people to be like, oh, I already know what's gonna happen, so I'm not gonna watch. You know?
Yeah. And I find it funny though, because like people are asking like where you are, but there's so much of a storyline of like how Keisha came to be who she is.
Yeah.
So we're seeing you like going to school, and like we're seeing like your relationship with your brother, like in the car, like, you know what I mean? Like there was so much that was being played out.
Yeah.
So it's like, you don't know where Keisha is, but it's now we're figuring out who Keisha is versus.
Yes. I love that. I love that.
How is that like to kind of, because I'm sure like as an actor you already figure out like who your character is. That's the person that you do when you're about to play a role. But what is it like now to kind of see that backstory play out on television and do that backstory?
It just makes me fall in love with Keisha even more, and I think it makes the audience fall in love with her even more because we get to see who she really is. And if we can see more of her, we would care more about why she's gone or where she is. I think it's important that they show a little bit more of who Keisha is, so that it's more personal when she's gone. It's not just this girl, but it's this girl that you watched argue with her brother, argue with her boyfriend, argue with her friends. You know what I mean? It makes it more personal. It makes her more important.
Yeah. And one thing that I also thought was very interesting was when the police officers came in, and they immediately, when your mom was like, we haven't seen her in a few days. And the police officer goes, she's probably playing house with her boyfriend. We see this all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And that right there was that moment was just very chilling for me, because it's just like so often you just assume, like what they do, like what they say for Black women is that she was probably, or she did this to herself. She put herself in that situation.
Mm-hmm.
What was that like, I guess, for you, and to be able to bring that to life, if that makes sense? What is that like to have that reality of what we face as Black women being seen on television?
It's very hard. I mean, honestly, this is not something that I thought a lot about until the role came, and I was like, whoa, this is really happening. And it's so sad that she would say something like, oh, she's probably playing house with her boyfriend, because it's not just like, okay, people are going missing. We're finding people in freezers.
Hmm?
We're finding people in water, in rivers, in lakes. So it's like something is really, really happening. And it's like people are just they're just sleeping on what's happening. And I think what was really hard for me in that scene was that was a Black female cop that said that. So it was like, everybody needs to wake up. Everybody needs to wake up to what's going on. Yeah, that was really, really sad. And because of the situations of Keisha's history with like the track coach and with Emmett, I think even the audience will be like, oh yeah, she probably would have got. I don't know if you watched episode 2, but my brother goes over to my boyfriend's house. So it's just like, yeah, people probably believe that,
Yeah.
But yeah, it's really, really sad because we have a big, big issue. And to just say, oh, she's probably with a guy, it's sad.
Yeah, it's very sad, and it's just interesting. I mean, like you said, he did go over to the house, and that was our cliffhanger. So we don't know if she's there,
Yeah.
but just that question was asked. Wait, were you about to say something? I saw something.
No, I wasn't gonna say anything.
I don't even. But the thing is, I don't even want you to like give me any type of spoilers. because I just feel like, no, we need to tune in every week.
Yes.
And yeah, that's that's what we need to tune in every week and just like learn more about you and learn more about this storyline.
Yes.
And how do you want Hollywood? How do you want the acting industry after this? I just feel like this season is gonna spark a lot of conversation
Hope so.
and be in a lot of scripts later on. How do you want Hollywood
Yeah.
to kind of this on?
That's what I was going to say. I want more Black storytellers to speak up and tell their stories, because that's how we get people to listen to us and to notice what we go through and be a part of change. More Black storytellers, more Black writers, more Black actors, directors, producers. Like, I just hope it inspires a whole new wave of Black art and Black television. And I hope that will spark more conversation of missing girls, maybe reopen some cases of these girls that have happened in the world. And I just want people to be more aware. I had a friend tell me the other day, I've seen some good reviews and I've seen some bad reviews. And I'm like, y'all don't get it. We don't care about, it's deeper than that. We are trying to get a message out, and we want y'all to understand that we are losing lives of young Black women.
Mm-hmm.
That is important. So if anything, we just want people to have knowledge about that and just to wake up when it comes to that, you know?
All y'all in the comments asking where she is. It's so much more to this season. It's like, yeah, no, we want to see you. But we're hoping that from this will spark more conversation. I'm just so excited to be able to see you, to bring this to life. But let's shift away from the shy and let's shift into future things. What is this like? Like Corona has hit, and luckily y'all are pretty lucky because y'all were one of the last shows to be able to get everything done.
Yeah.
The entire show, the scenes filmed and everything, and to be able to like roll it out. What do you think? How do you think Hollywood's going to be different now? Or I don't want to keep saying Hollywood because the show's based in Chicago. So anywhere, acting industry, the film industry, the television industry, how do you think the television industry is going to be different now?
Like I said, more Black stories and more Black voices, and being a dark-skinned girl in this industry, it's not the same thing. Because you could say I'm a Black woman in the industry, that's one thing, but then being a dark-skinned girl in the industry, that's a whole different thing. And I hope that being the center of that poster and being the main storyteller, I hope that it will kind of break barriers of colorism as well in Hollywood.
Yeah. Have you faced that a lot, like with your auditions and everything, or what are some of the things that you face?
It's hard to say because I always feel like if I don't get something, it just wasn't for me.
Mm-hmm.
But times where I feel like I've auditioned and I gave it my all and I got great feedback, and I look up the movie's out or the show is out and it's a light-skinned girl, and it does make you wonder, like, was it because of my complexion,
Mm-hmm.
But ultimately I believe that what's for you is what's for you, and the timing has to be right. And like I said, I think that Keisha is going to open doors for other dark-skinned artists. I really do.
Awesome. What are your experiences though? Like, because I think you're blessed with the shy and like coming on the shy, and I'm hoping that like the people behind the scenes, like the hair, the people that are doing hair, people that are doing makeup look like you, right?
Not always.
Not always.
Not always. I've had some experiences where I wasn't happy with my hair, I wasn't happy with my makeup, but I learned to speak up, because the worst thing to do is to not say anything, and then it comes out and you look on screen and you look pale or your edges aren't laid down, and people aren't going to say, oh, hair and makeup must have, no, they're going to say she looks messed up, so it's going to fall on you because you're the face of the work. So I learned to speak up. There have been times where I knew that the hair department wasn't predominantly black, so I went ahead and got my hair done before I had to come in, because don't want to deal with that. But you do learn to speak up, because you have to make sure you look good. You have to make sure that you're comfortable,
Yeah. That's so interesting though, because it's just like, why is this still happening? Like, and I've had conversations though with like some makeup artists, and they're like, oh, the industry's oversaturated. but then you hear on sets, oversaturated with what? It's not oversaturated clearly with brand, like they're not hiring us, right?
Yeah.
So that's crazy to hear that that's even something that you faced
Yeah.
relatively. I guess I don't know. I don't want to consider you new, but I guess like 4 years in the game, like in a more modern day television and acting industry, it's so interesting that this is something that you still face.
Yeah. Well, that's why we got to get these Black stories out so that we can build with a Black crew. And we can have our Black makeup artists and we can have our Black hairstylists because that will be what we need in order to fully tell this story. Nobody knows our stuff like we know it. So I'm hoping that all of this will just create a new wave of Black work and that Black work will open up opportunities for Black artists all across the board, you know?
And speaking of opportunities, and things opening up, what would be something that you ultimately would want to work on? What is a character that you would love to play?
Oh, I would love to play any like musical artist that
Mm.
has impact in Black music. Um, Lauryn Hill, any
Wow, I could see that.
anybody from those singing groups like SWV or In Vogue, any Black R&B female singer, I would love to do. I like playing characters that I feel like I'm opposite from because I feel like you grow from that.
Yeah.
So I would say like a Black queen because I'm so not like refined or put together at all. So I would say like a queen or something like royal, something like, upright,
Yeah, and it's funny. Somebody said in the comments, they want to see you play Viola's daughter, and that's one of your like favorite people.
Yes, that's my favorite actress. I would love to play Viola's daughter. Like, I would feel like, okay, I made it. Like, I made it. Or not even her daughter. I could play like her neighbor or something, anything. Yes.
No, I think that would be dope. I mean, we have to see Viola now. She's not under contract for any shows right now. You're still under contract though, so I don't think you can't do any. Can you do reoccurring roles on like other shows, or how does that work when you're under contract?
Yeah, so with my contract, I can do movies and film. And if I do a recurring role, it can't be more than 3 episodes.
Ooh,
So I still got a chance to work with Viola.
yeah. So
So
Viola to hop in a movie. Have you met her yet, or no?
I haven't. Trust me, her the world would know. It will be on my page. No, I haven't. But hopefully one day I will. She is very, very inspiring to me.
Yeah. But you got close though, because you got to. I mean, I guess it's sort of close. It's like indirect. You were part of Shondaland for a few episodes.
Yeah.
So you got to like work with like. I mean, I guess not really, because it's not. It wasn't. She wasn't gonna come on Station 19 at any.
I'll take it. I'll take it. That's close.
It's close. It's close. But if you could put together, like you said, you mentioned Viola Davis being somebody that you look up to. If you could put together a round table of actors that you could just have the opportunity to learn from. I'm trying to decide if I want to do Dead or Alive. You can do Dead or Alive. Who would it be? Four actors.
4.
Yeah.
Viola Davis, Alfre Woodard,
Mm.
Bianca Lawson, and I'm trying to find a guy. Ashton, what's his last name? From Moonlight.
Oh wait, I thought you said Ashton Kutcher. I was like, wait, hold on, what?
No.
Ashton, he's the one that isn't he in Wu-Tang?
Yes.
What's
I
his
can't
name?
think of his last name, but I know his first name is Ashton.
What is his last name? I can't think of his last name, but he's very gifted.
Yes. Love him.
Like, it's so funny that you say Bianca Lawson. For some reason, just because I feel like you and Bianca are probably drinking from like the same water fountain. Because you still look so incredibly young, and I have a feeling that you're gonna look all the way up. Because Bianca Lawson, now granted, you're like 20 years younger than her, but like Bianca Lawson, I think she's like well into her 40s, and sis like still, she's on Queen Sugar, like playing like Kofi's girlfriend. And I'm like, yo, you're like all these years. She still looks so young.
She looks like she hasn't aged at all. I love her. She's beautiful. She's so honest. I love her.
Yeah, and her roles are just so interesting. Just because, again, like I remember when she was on like Pretty Little Liars, and I was somebody said Ashton Sanders. There we go. That's who it is.
Yeah. Yep.
She was on Pretty Little Liars, and I was trying to figure out if it was the same girl that was on Sister Sister back when she was, because remember she was on Sister Sister?
No.
Into Marry Me. Yeah, so this was before, it might have been like before Buffy, but yeah, she was on Sister Sister, and she was like their enemy. She was like stealing their boyfriends, all that stuff. She was really mean on the show. And then 15 years later, she's on Pretty Little Liars, and I'm like, yo, sis looks the exact same. She's still playing a 16-year-old.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
So whatever you do, I mean, your skin is still very flawless.
Thank
Like, you know, I'm like, yo, y'all probably gonna be drinking from the same fountain. You tapped into that.
I hope so.
I think she's super, super talented. Have you been able to meet any of those people on your list? Have you been able to meet Alfred or Bianca or
Okay.
Ashley?
Alfred, but I went to go hear her speak, and I was like close to the front row. No, I haven't been able to meet any of these people. No, but I watch interviews, and I just try to listen to anything that they advocate for, and it's just so inspiring.
Yeah. And so as like an actress, like what are ways, you mentioned that you watch interviews, but what are ways that you spend time, I guess, like growing on your craft and like learning, especially in this time, because right now there aren't, like, auditions are different.
Yeah, no, just watch interviews. Honestly, watching myself has helped a lot because I'm like, oh, I blink a lot. Oh, I did this, that. So watching myself has helped a lot, and yeah, watching interviews. They have like I don't can't remember who does them. If I find it, I can't remember, but they have these master classes on YouTube that they do, and of course Viola has been up there, and uh Forrest Whitaker, and what's the guy? He played Forrest Gump.
Oh, Tom Hanks.
Tom Hanks has been up there. So yeah, watching those and keeping a journal too of things to just work on, like whether it's working on my voice or my diction, or yeah.
Yeah. And something else that I wanted to bring up was just the fact that you are a mother. Your daughter, she's 4 or 5.
5.
5 years old. And you're doing it all. And I think, you know, you do attribute your village to who you are and how you become like who you are. But how is that, like, balancing motherhood and still going on these auditions and having a show and all that?
It's a lot. It's
Yeah.
it's hard. Like I've just had the conversation with my family about homeschooling my daughter because I'm tired of traveling and being gone for like weeks, you know. And it would be nice if she can travel with me. Like a lot of the places that I go, I have family there, so it would be nice if she can travel with me. And she's already expressed that she wants to be in the arts, so I'm like, might as well start, you know, taking classes and catering to, you know, just opening her up to it to see if like that's really what she wants to do. But it's hard, but I have a lot of help. Like I have family who helps me, and she understands what's happening. Like when she sees me on TV, it's like, okay, that's why you were gone. You were making that. You know what I mean? So she herself has helped this whole thing to like kind of run smoothly.
Wow.
You know?
How did she tell you that she wanted to get into the arts?
She said, I want to be a model. And then when we drove down to go see the billboard when it first came out, and she was like, what is it called that got you up there? What is it called? And I said, I'm an actress. And she was like, okay, yeah, I want to be a model and an actress. And so so yeah, and she has like, I mean, like a lot of kids these days, they have like their TikTok videos and their YouTube videos, and I really like tried to make it as simple as possible, like monitoring her followers and monitoring her content and things like that, because I feel like social media can be a dangerous thing for somebody so young. But I didn't completely shut her off to it because I introduced her to the arts. So the least I can do is like help her navigate through it and help her see if this is something that she really wants to do. But yeah, it's been a journey. I feel like one of the reasons why it took me a little longer was because I had this other responsibility. Mm-hmm. You know, also pushed me to keep going. Like I had a bigger reason to keep going, you know?
Yeah. Can we just talk about that fuel? Like how has having her and being a mother fueled you in many ways?
Oh my gosh. I mean, first of all, financially, like I got to feed her and to support what she wants to do. Is
Uh-oh. Oh, no. Okay. Let's pray that it doesn't tap you out again. Okay. Are you back? It's like a little delayed.
I'm back. Can you hear me?
Sort of. It's like a little delayed. It's a little pixely. I'm
Oh,
like
man.
moving my head.
I see you clearly. I see you and hear you clearly.
I don't want to, like, people are not, oh, it's like so pixely. I don't know what to do. But I can hear you. So it just might be telling us. Yeah, I don't know if we can do anything. Are you on your phone? Could you do the Wi-Fi off or no?
Turn it off.
Yeah, maybe.
Is this better?
Did that help? It looks like it's coming back. Yep. Okay, I can see you better. It's a little bit blurry, but it's not as bad. Okay, it's like coming back.
Okay. I see you and I hear you fine now, but
We're good. Okay. So yeah. So what were you're talking about your daughter, just financially and all that. Go ahead.
yeah, definitely financially because, gotta support her financially. So that pushes me to just keep going and just being an example. I'm the person that she looks up to every day. So if I stop, then I'm teaching her to stop. You
Yeah.
know? Yeah.
It's so funny because like I just thought I was like $10 a show was not gonna cut it. You're
No.
like
No.
no,
No.
I'm gonna become a series regular, and now I'm sure those checks are looking different. Those checks are
Yeah.
different. So, Burgundy. I mean, literally, just the fact that you finished school, there was so much that could have been stacked against you, and you didn't let that stop you. I think that speaks to volumes of who you are and why I continue to support all that you do. On top of you being good at what you do,
Thank
which
you.
is hearing your backstory and just hearing the fact that there were times where like you said, you were a dance major. And you're like, no, I'm gonna go after what I want. Like I just remember I just remember that conversation with you, and now fast forward 6 years later, and you're now a series regular on Showtime, telling our stories, and bringing that to life. Like it's just amazing just to see like your hard work just play off and pay off.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. And I'm proud of you as well. This is a beautiful platform. And, artists can't get their messages out if there aren't people like you to give us that push and to be interested in what we're doing. So thank you.
Yeah, definitely. We're going to continue to support all that you do. Again, and something else that I also want to mention is that you are a dancer, you're a singer, you're an actor. So if there was a musical, because like you said, you want to, people, they see you on The Shy. I'm not sure if the directors and everybody know, but you can also sing. Everyone needs to know that. That's also a skill. So if there was a musical that you can do, what would it be?
Hmm.
Or something that you could turn into a musical.
Ooh. Okay. Okay. So I'm gonna give a couple different answers because in school we used to study this musical called Aida, and she was a black queen or black princess. And
Uh-huh.
if I played a queen or a princess, it would really push me because I'm not like refined or anything at all. So maybe Princess Aida. As far as the musical, if I could turn something into the musical, I'm not gonna say I would turn The Shy into a musical, but I would take something that's like raw and black and gritty, kind of like The Shy, where we deal with like black issues and black stories, and I would turn it into a musical, and I would have a little bit of rap and a little bit of singing and R&B, but something gritty, because a lot of times musicals, they're all about like love, and like they can be very cheesy sometimes. So I would take something real and something raw and do like a hip hop opera type thing.
All right, noted. Okay, so hopefully that will be something else that will come into the near future. But right now, you're getting the checks on The Shy, and we're not gonna stop that. So if a movie wants to come, and I don't know, but I just don't even know when that's gonna be. Oh, what? Go ahead.
Okay, so one of my favorites is Set It Off, and I saw
Oh,
that Issa Rae was rewriting movie Set It Off, and I would just die. I would
what?
just like that. What'd you say?
What role?
Okay, it'll be between Jada and Kimberly.
Okay.
Yeah. I feel
Yeah,
like,
I was gonna say Jada.
yeah.
Yeah, I was definitely gonna say Jada. But you know what's crazy though? If you were to do like Set It Off, I want to hear because I'm missing you. I want that to be like because you know like I can't sing so I'm not about to do it. But what's the song with like Brandy and it's like right at the end when like Jada's like looking back on the bus and she's like because I'm missing you. Da, 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 da.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I want that in the musical.
Oh yeah. It would have to.
Like I would want you guys like somehow that would have to like either it's set up I don't know, but that would have to be brought to light. But I think that would be dope, and I could definitely see you in that role.
I would love that. I would love that.
So we gonna speak that into existence. So hopefully when these movie theaters open, you got into the right industry. Let's just say that. Like just being right now being in television, movies will come later. But right now, like like just television and the Shy came out right at the right time. Like just the fact that you guys finished it off. Yeah, somebody said Kimberly or Vivica Fox. Did you ever watch the stage version with Kyla Pratt? Asked that question by Jay.
Oh
Kyla Pratt and Debrat.
no, I didn't. You know what? I think that came to Chicago. I remember flyers because the brat is from Chicago. I think.
Yeah, she is. She was gonna be one of the rappers that I was gonna use for the song, but I didn't know if you were gonna get that, so I didn't use her for my guess that song. But she is from Chicago.
Yeah, I wouldn't have.
Yeah, because I'm trying to think. She's way back when. All right. So I was gonna say. I thought you were gonna say Frankie. Which one was Frankie? Was that Queen? Or was that's
Frankie was Jada, right?
yeah? Okay, that's what I thought. All right. I'm trying to see if there's any questions in here before we log off. Besides where you are, I'm going up in these comments because I saw some stuff in here. She needs to teach classes because Bias is the Blaze is the goat.
Oh my gosh, who said that?
Riley said she needs to teach classes because Blaze is the goat. Who's Blaze?
Oh my God, Blaze is my daughter. That's my friend. I am going to see her tonight and choke her for for getting up here. No, I love her. Hey, Righty.
Somebody else said nobody else could have played Keisha, but you are perfect. And anything else that I see in here? Any like I want a spoiler. Nope, no spoilers. And are they gonna find you? You guys gotta watch and see. And yeah, everyone else is just saying how amazing you are. So, you know, it's already said. I can't wait to see. I'm so excited to see all these articles being written about you and your work. Like I said, this is really just the beginning of these conversations. I'm excited that you could be at the forefront of these conversations, literally the center of the campaigns. So I will continue to just pray for all of your success.
Thank you.
Again, keep opening these doors. Like you said, it's so crazy to be able to open doors for other people so young in your career. And so, I mean, thank you for that. Thank you for paving the way for other people that are looking up to you. And now, and hopefully in sometime soon, your face is going to be on that fine arts website when people come and research. You there?
I'm here.
I was saying, like, hopefully your face will be on the fine arts website. So,
Oh, yeah.
yes, Birgundi.
Thank you.
It's going to happen.
Thank you for speaking that. Thank you. And much success as well.
Yeah. All right, you guys. So Sunday, new episode of The Shy. So make sure you guys tune in and support.
Yes.
All right. Thank you so much, Birgundi. It was great seeing you.
Thank you. See you next time.
See you. Bye. All right, you guys. Thank you all so much for tuning in. We will be back here on Thursday. So make sure you guys tune in for another episode of Meet the People Live. That was the one and only Birgundi. The full episode will be saved to IGTV. So you guys can go and check it out there. All right. Thank you guys so much for watching. See you guys.